switch, not a day in my life. Long as my dogs stay by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die, die, die. We ain't gon' run, no, we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. As long as my dogs stay by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die, die, die. This ain't nothing for the pack. Got 16 sitting in the lap. Whole squad all dressing all black. Every single last one of them got my back. Hey, 20 of us, that's 20 goons in the ice cream whip, triple scoop. I got 3 strikes, ain't got to lose. When it's all on the line, what you gonna do? Come on, I'm highly favored. Don't wanna blame me. No conversation, ain't got time for no debating. It's for the taking, no hesitation. Don't try my patience. I'ma pour out one for the set, boy, till there's nothing left. On a run to the bread until we all got them baguettes. Hear them footsteps coming, cause we coming for the check. We ain't gon' run, no, we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. Long as my dogs stay by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die, die, die. We ain't gon' run, no, we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. As long as my dogs stay by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die, die, die.
From Prada, rolling up. I'm in a brand new model. It'll be here tomorrow. I don't got fears or problems. Only got real ones round them. Only got. It take a week to count it. Then I'm back up. Name the place and we back up. Running these racks up. 100 meals a week after. Dying from laughter. When they come to handles, never had one. With a bad one. Made a meal today and ain't my last one. Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up. I can't take no loss. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm lit it. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Made it, kill it, and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it. Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it. I'm moving too fast, I can't stop. Wiping it down with the paint hot. Left hand on the wheel. I'm closing the top on the raindrop. I'm keeping.
We're about 40 miles south of Candlestick Point as we welcome you inside Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago, this crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. And we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Mike 59. Watch the slant. Go, let's go, let's go.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Now Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. A gain of 13. It's a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's the second-year man from San Diego State, Rashad Penny. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Let's go, Heavy. Tell me what you got. What you got, Heavy? Tempo. Give me some.
Wilson leaves this one with Penny. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Defensively, Jimmy Ward in on the stop. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. It's caught. Lockett. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
35 yards that time on the punt. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 16.
21. Hey, zoom. Check 9.
And right away, whistles and a flag down. And I believe we'll start the night with a 1st and 15. The full start backs them up 5. 1st and 15.
Double dog. That's the way.
65. Hey, Alpha. Check Mike 54.
Garoppolo gives to Breida. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. So add that tackle for a loss to the 2 that he had a week ago.
And you know what he's doing right now?
Smiling?
Yeah, definitely doing that. But he's also patting his guys on the back, his defensive front, because they're keeping him clean, meaning no one's getting to him as a blocker. He's able to run to the football, and the plays he's making, he's spilling them in the offensive backfield.
Hey, exit. Check. Watch 54. Get hot.
On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And the result here the same as the last play. Another tackle behind the line of scrimmage by this Seahawk defense. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Here we go. 180. 65.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. They'll wind up with 17 on that one, but they're still a bit short here for 4th.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? But it definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is. Well, pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. D Ford. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
Now, this is where field awareness comes into play. He's getting perilously close to his own goal line, and after that sack, backed up to his own 2.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. He hits his running back, Procise. And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7. 7 yards on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Here comes Pettis on the return. A good kick, 48 yards, 4 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves out that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
80 weapon. 21.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. This defense tightening up a bit. That last catch, just 1 yard, making it 3rd and 9.
Let's go, Mike 50. Mike 50. Hey, let's get this.
Lock.
Mike's
12, fellas. Here we go. Go ahead.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. Completes it to Samuel. Touchdown, 49ers. Deebo Samuel with his first career NFL touchdown as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Rashad Penny. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing, often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Mike
Mike is 59. Mike is 59. All day, baby. All day. All day. All day. Watch twist. Watch twist. Look for signal. Twist. Twist.
They'll try and run for it with Penny. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's fourth down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. After 7-0 on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Here we go. Lock. Mike 50, Mike 50.
They go jet sweep. This is Taylor, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
54 Mike. Let's go. Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Flush to his right. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Nowhere to go that time. It's a 46-yard punt with a loss on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. On the run, it's Penny. Penny hit, and the ball is jarred free.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Alert.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. On the return is Pettis. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
11. Protein spill.
On first down, here's Breida. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now it's the fullback. This is Kyle Juszczyk. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
57, Mike 57. All right. Let's go, D, let's go.
Garoppolo. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
First kick, 47. This one looks good as well.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes the better punter may actually determine the outcome.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
I got it. Gotta go, in and out, let's go. 59's Mike, 59's Mike. Check.
And here's Wilson to throw again. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be forced out of bounds shy of the line of scrimmage, so that'll be credited as a sack. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Wilson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Nick Bosa able to run him down for a 15-yard loss, and it will be 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
Here we go. Hey, alert! Check. 1, Omaha. Hey, Echo. General West. Say hot.
Now it's Breida. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
Two. Topper. 11. I got this.
57. Mike, 57.
Defense wins championships, baby.
They go counter with Breida. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. Coming up at the half, a reminder we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. It's caught by Coleman. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over at the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike to 59. 59, Mark. 59, Mark. Check, 59.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Wilson steps away to his left. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
Switch it. Come on, switch it. Wide.
From the gun, a give to Penny. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. 3rd down turns to 1st with that 5-yard pickup. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Getting the sack, the 227-pound linebacker, Quan Alexander. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line.
First and goal, Seattle.
Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. They'll try to run with Carson, and he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Chris Carson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. And it's no good. He misses the extra point, and this remains a 7-6 game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This one taken from the 7. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. So we're at halftime with our score 7-6 in a tough-fought first half. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
13.
54, right there. 54.
Garoppolo after the fake give to Breida. Over the middle to Kittle, complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Kittle last year, what a season. 1,377 receiving yards, an NFL record for tight ends en route to his first Pro Bowl. Not bad for the former 5th-round pick. I remember that game, December, against Denver. He had that monster first half, 210 yards, did not have a single catch in the second half, but still those 210 yards were just 4 yards shy of Shannon Sharp's single-game record for a tight end.
Check. Watch 54. White. Hey, watch it. Hey, seam 6.
Here's Breida. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse,
Here we go.
that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
11. Recon, 132 fighter.
From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it, and his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
The run on first down gets him a couple up to the 27. Brought down that time by Christian Kirksey.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
I got you. One flip. 59.
From the 27, Wilson. He's got White here. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Bought that. Coming to you. Come on.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Credit the sack to Fred Warner.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Come on, man. Let's go. First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
I'm going back to you. 54.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, it looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. Well, he gets attended to.
Here we go.
We'll step aside.
Tight dog.
21. 65. 12, fellas. Here we go. 61.
Garoppolo to throw on 3rd and 1. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Well, they only had a yard to go. They try to pass the football. Defense blitz. Defense got there.
Yeah, I think on this one, this is probably good scouting, understanding a few tendencies and figuring out that, hey, they may take a shot, and they dialed up the pressure and got to him.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And no return on this one as that kicks out of bounds, so they'll start just outside of their own 30-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with a game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Here we go, G. Hey, it's just me and you.
Good job right there.
It's me and you.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
A gain of 12.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
14, run it.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Now Wilson. It's complete to Lockett. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
3rd and 2. Now Wilson. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he has the 1st down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45.
And the Seahawks 1st down.
What? 14.
6 guys.
Again, Wilson. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in.
Let's go, let's go.
1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Wilson going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far.
Check safety, check safety. Watch safety green. Watch 14. Safety's green. Go 14.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, he strung it out as far as he could, and I like the fact that he kept his eyes downfield, but he finally ran out of time and room. But I'll take that over forcing it downfield and possibly having it intercepted.
Check 26, check 26. Hey, good, good.
On 2nd down, here's Penny. Oh, he's got a little daylight, and he will score. Touchdown, Seattle.
Touchdown.
Rashad Penny, his 9th touchdown of the season, and the Seahawks have taken the lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball, too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Got it. Watch the whip.
From the shotgun, Wilson. He'll buy some time right. And this one's caught. And their 4th quarter lead grows by a couple more. So they elect to pass there on the 2-point try. Sometimes could prove risky. There it worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky, because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
This is taken at his 4. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Here we go.
The
Here we go.
49er offense set to get this drive underway. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win 1st down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on 1st down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating 1st downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks, because then the defense has the advantage.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3.
They're running it.
12.
March 54.
They run again with Breida. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
54. 54, Mike. Hey, we got to get to the ball, D. We got to get to the ball.
Hey. High 7.
They'll try to pick this up on the ground with Breida. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Now, if you're a fan of punting, this game's for you. He's been out there quite a bit. That one, maybe his best yet.
Yeah, he certainly got his leg loose by now. It kind of reminds me of my college football coach, John Majors. He loved the punting game because he liked the positioning, the field position, and he loved to play defense.
They begin with a run by Penny. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10. At the 5-yard line.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo.
Friday.
Check 15. Check 15. Mike 50. Go. Mike 54.
Let's go, B. Big series. Go. Step it up.
Now Wilson down around his goal line. This one into the hands of Metcalf. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
And the Seahawks on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This time it's 3rd and 3.
54, right there. 54. Let's go, B. Tighten up.
Operating from the gun. Wilson going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jason Verrett. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 37-yard line.
Here we go.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down.
21.
To throw is Garoppolo. Eluding the pressure right. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Play action. Garoppolo. Deep ball for Goodwin. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Garoppolo on the draw to Coleman. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers of reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Here we go. Lock.
Throwing on 2nd down. Garoppolo completes it to the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They start from scratch here, so to speak. 14 all following the interception last time that led to a score. Well, they've got it 1st and 10. Boy, nowhere to go at all on that 1st down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. There's Wilson to throw. To the right side and complete to Metcalf. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff.
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. This guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. So that'll get him to 1st down as they get 9 yards out of that quick slant. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score.
You got time right there. Check 99.
Penny, a first down carry. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Short gain last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely. This defense, they're saying go right ahead with those.
That's it. That's it. Big hit. Mike is 59. Mike to 59.
And here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
14.
Watch twins. Watch twins.
Shoot. Easy.
Now Wilson. His throw incomplete. The rookie DK Metcalf, the intended receiver. But now it's 3rd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Throwing now is Wilson. And that is incomplete. 4th down now, and defensively, Charles, you know, they're just asking this crew for one more stop.
And you know that they're feeling the momentum right now, but they have to be very careful not to get over-exuberant, overexcited, and blow an assignment and give up the big 1st down.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
Here we go.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Garoppolo to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
11. 54. Mike 54.
To throw is Garoppolo. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game.
Here we go. 180.
54. Mike 54. Check Mike.
Black.
Right there. 54. Right there. 54 Mike.
Move.
Defense.
Back to throw, Garoppolo. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jamar Taylor.
Intercepted by the Seahawks. His guys take over 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
So now this one will rest on the right foot of Jason Myers. This a long one from 54. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and that changes everything here in OT. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is taken at his 4. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Go. He's coming in. Hey. 18. 59. Mike to 59.
First throw in overtime now for Wilson. He's going to air. He's got a man. Complete. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards. That's evidence of why you spend a high draft pick on a receiver, isn't it, Charles?
It certainly is. His ability to make plays like that, and we've seen flashes of it from him so far in his rookie season. But also, it opens things up for the rest of the offense because they have to bring their attention to him as well.
Penny. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Second and 11 at the 49ers' 44-yard line.
Mike. 315. 59. Hey, look. Bang. Check. Crunch.
They'll run it again with Penny. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves them with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Leaves it for Penny. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. So a big move here, playing to win in overtime. They're going to go for it on 4th down.
Good job right there. Check 24. Check. Under front.
They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Quan Alexander, and the 49ers are going to get the football back. The D brought the house. They called the blitz, and they get to the quarterback, overwhelming the O-line.
And I would love to know, and we'll find out later on, was that called before the play, or did they audible into it? Because defenses change plays as well as offenses. Sometimes they get the set they want. They go right to the blitz, and in this case, they nailed it. Got right to the quarterback. No chance on that 4th down.
2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied.
Here we go. 12, fellas. Here we go. 180.
Here I come.
1, Omaha. Blue draw corker. Red.
They run with Breida. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Matt Breedown at Georgia Southern now in his 3rd year in a 49er uniform. He was tough to keep off the field last year. Very good yards per carry, 5.3 on 153 attempts. Good for over 800 yards rushing. Garoppolo now, first down throw. On the screen, this is Coleman. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. The loss of 3 on that first down pass play. Now 2nd and 13.
11. Let's get off the field.
On second down, it's Coleman. And an alley to run. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardages come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Right back to Coleman here on first down. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Let's go.
Well, how about this? The very, very rare tie that we just witnessed. Hard to believe.
You don't see it very often. A bonus period of football, yet both teams go home a little bit unsatisfied.
This one took us deep into the night, but in the end, after 5 quarters, we're unable to determine a winner.
Well, can I say it? I think it's a fair outcome of the kind of game that we had, pretty evenly matched. But here's where it gets tough. Because it was a night game, makes it much shorter on the turnaround, doesn't it? Especially for the visiting team.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say good night from Silicon Valley.